Hey, how's it going, people? Once again, it's Kill Switch, and back again to talk a little more about the AAF since it's launching this weekend. It really should be AAFL, but whatever. Anyway, after Tom Brady decided to go and ruin the Super Bowl again, there's not much to talk about when it comes to football. Well, now that's going to change. And not just this year, but next year also with the launching of the XFL. But we're not going to talk about the XFL right now. Tomorrow, the AAF will launch. Four teams will play tomorrow. Four teams will play Sunday. I don't know if America's ready for spring football yet. But the way you have to look at it is like independent baseball, more of a minor league, just not affiliated with the NFL. You'll notice some changes. You'll know players who you may have heard of but never really panned out, like Christian Hackenberg. He was on, three teams, I believe? I know, obviously, he was with the Jets, he was with the Raiders, and why am I drawing a blank? Pretty sure there was another one. But he never panned out. It just seemed like he was not ready for prime time. I mean, it's a way for players to get another chance. It's a way for college players to keep playing. And, and of course, it's football. America loves football, so they're going to try and give it a chance. The AAF, which stands for Alliance of American Football, they want to be called the Alliance. I guess there's something to it. They want that to stick for whatever reason. I mean, we could have a league that lasts for 10 years. We can have another league that's just the USFL, where people like Donald Trump just wanted to get back at the NFL for not letting them in as an owner. I mean, the games are going to be on CBS and also the NFL Network, which, not last year, but last time there was a league, there was no way it was going to be on the NFL Network. I mean, you're going to notice players that you may have heard of, like I mentioned, Christian Hackenberg, uh, Denard Robinson, he was the Michigan quarterback, Trent Richardson, who went to the CFL, uh, Garrett Gilbert, who replaced Colt McCoy in the championship game against Alabama. You have kickers from the Chargers. Hell, Michael Vick is an offensive coordinator. Well, he was. For some reason, Michael Vick won't be there. People are trying to make it seem like he quit, but according to other people, he just wasn't putting in the time to be an offensive coordinator. He'll still be there giving advice or whatever, but he just won't have that position. Another thing you might notice is the kickoffs, or lack thereof. There will not be kickoffs. Everyone's going to start from the 25-yard line, and this is going to give credence to the NFL, who's trying to eliminate the kickoff. There's no onside kicks. There's no field goals. Scratch that. There's no onside kicks, no kickoffs, and every play, every touchdown, you will actually have to try and do a 2-point conversion. And another thing about the kicks for field goals, you can have them in regulation, but in overtime, there's no field goal. In overtime, each team gets one try. You're first and goal at the 10-yard line, and games can end in a tie. So, some pretty interesting things there. I just can't get used to football without the kickoffs because even going back to playing with friends, that the running back, the kickoff was one of the most exciting plays in the game, especially if you score. But I guess we have to get used to it. Well, if you want to watch the AAF, that is. Now, if you remember, the ABA, talking basketball here, had the 3-point shot. The NBA didn't. So you never know. You may see things that end up in the NFL. Because the 2-point conversion and instant replay was something the USFL had, and now the NFL does. Another thing you'll notice is there will be another official. I'm assuming that they will be in the press booth, and this official will be, let's call him the ninth judge. I believe they're going with 8, and then the ninth judge will be a guy who can call a penalty from the box. Like that, the one in the Rams game against the Saints, which would have most likely put the Saints in the Super Bowl. It was an egregious miss. No one called it, no one saw it, or whatever other reason. This guy up in the booth will be able to call down and say, hey, that's a penalty. Do it over or whatever needs to be done. Not do it over. Next down, change sides, whatever the penalty will be. Pass interference, loss it down, face mask, anything else. This judge up in the booth will be able to call down to the field and say, hey, look at this. Or you guys missed this. And it will be an official call. I don't know where I stand with the Alliance, AAF, whatever. I'll most likely watch because it's football. I don't know if I'll become a fan. It's just the kick thing is what makes me question things a little. Everything else will be regular football. It's just, I guess I'm trying to resist change on this one. It's kind of like the changes going on in baseball. It's making it harder for me to watch. But I'd be willing to give this league a chance. Who knows? Maybe we'll be watching players from that league move up to the NFL. I mean, that's how it goes in independent baseball. You're just looking for another chance. Or that college guy who gets overlooked in the draft can go there too. So, there's many different possibilities. I mean, being on CBS and the NFL Network should actually give them a fighting chance in the eyes of traditional football fans. Because your market is most likely going to be casual fans, guys who can't be without football, but it's not going to be the diehard fan, like the diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. He may not be the one you're targeting, but the guy who's a Dallas fan who just has a jersey and hopes they win, that may be your market. Or people who just love football in any form. That's why you have the Arena League, which is still going. Yeah, so tune in this weekend. Check it out. See if you like it. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like the video, subscribe. I will talk more about the AAF. I mean, it's not the main subject of my channel, but hey, I'm willing to talk about it if you guys are.